35-25. Launch pass to Chambers is behind the back.
Did you ever think in your wildest dreams? I guess it is.
KJ to Chambers. Jam!
40 points in the first half for Tom Chambers.
Chambers to win the game. He's got it. Welcome back to Tom Chambers' Greatest Games. In this episode, we go back to 1989 and the rematch game between the Phoenix Suns and the Boston Celtics. With the Suns playing on their home court and the proud Celtics looking for revenge for their home loss to the Suns a month before, Chambers would put the Suns on his back in this game to power Phoenix for another win over Boston. Celtics broadcaster Bob Cousy, famous for his often blunt critiques of the opponents of his beloved Celtics, would harshly criticize Chambers and Eddie Johnson early on in this game, only to be won over by their outstanding performances and praising their play. Behind Chambers' big game, the Suns would earn a historic season sweep of the Celtics. Chambers' stat line for this game: 40 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 blocked shots. So let's go back to February 17th, 1989, the Phoenix Suns versus the Boston Celtics.
Not appreciating, the need, the absolute requirement for the kind of intensive defense we talked about on top.
Yeah.
If you can get your mindset in that direction and go out and work that hard on the defensive end, then the rest of it will take care of itself. Normally the defense will trigger offensive baskets, easier baskets, transitional baskets. It'll open up your outside game, but you must start with the defensive effort. And so far on this trip, that's what the Celtics have not had.
Robert Parish controls the tap. It goes to Reggie Lewis, and the Celtics get it to the point guard, Brian Shaw. Hornacek takes it to the basket, dumping it off to Chambers, and the game is tied at 4.
Chambers is an immediate and prolific shooter. You've got to be with him at all times.
Reggie answers at the other end, and the Celtics lead 6-4. The rebound to Gilliam, and quickly Kevin Johnson finds Chambers. Shot does not go, but we're going to get a foul on Kevin McHale. That'll put Tom Chambers at the free throw line.
I'll tell you, the reason Cotton Fitzsimmons called that 22nd a minute ago, his Chambers can't quite get the handle. Dennis doesn't move in. Lost an opportunity there. He's got 6'10", out of control. I think he could have gotten in there and slapped it away at least. In any event, Fitzsimmons, I think, noticed that they were flat defensively. The first couple of times down, Phoenix gave Parish whatever position he wanted, and then on the McHale hoop, Kevin just strolled down there into the paint and established a position, and no one bothered him, and he hasn't seen that all year long.
Mark West
I think you're
goes
going to
out.
see a change there.
Mark West goes out, so you take out the 6'10", 250-pounder Mark West and bring in the slender Tim Perry. Armen, Gilliam, and now Kevin Johnson again. Penetrates, kicks it off to Chambers wide open.
Well, I think Jimmy Rodgers made the defensive switch. It looks like Kevin McHale is now on Chambers, and I don't know how that's going to work.
Now DJ, they're looking inside for McHale. Gilliam is on him tough. Kevin can't hang on to the ball. Chambers steals it. Dennis Johnson re-steals it. Shaw, that's been his spot, not this time. Roberts should be able to have a pretty good night if Chambers is going to be guarding him for most of the night. Chambers answers at the other end for the Suns. He's a scorer, always has been. Kevin breaks a 4-point Phoenix run. The Celtics are back up by 10 with 52 seconds left in the quarter. Wow, very well done.
Is that impressive?
Kevin Johnson.
Look at that one. Wow.
Ainge back for the Celtics. They lead by 8 points. Kevin Gamble in the game. Mark Akers lays it in. Fouled and count the hoop.
Good job. Celtics answer right back. That's what you've got to do on the road after a spectacular basket like Chambers. I tell you, that neutralized those other 4 dumb plays that he made.
Yeah.
Was that impressive or what?
They're down to 5 on the shot clock now. Ainge squeezes one in and out. Rebound. Chambers. Johnson, 1 second, won't get one off. That's the end of the quarter. An outstanding first quarter of basketball for the Celtics. Their best in some time on the road. After one here in Phoenix, it is the Celtics 40 and the Suns 31. 40-32, Celtics are leading. Inbounds it comes to Chambers. Chambers, Gilliam, Eddie Johnson right there with a quick pop. Along with Hornacek and Kevin Johnson for the Suns. Celtics have Shaw, Ainge, Lohaus, Gamble, and Akers. Shaw to Ainge, low to Lohaus. Brad, no.
Not the fall away, Brad. Repeating.
Ainge with a bad shot, but Lohaus saves it with good hustle, but it's stolen from him by Hornacek. Ahead to Gilliam. Now the Suns have moved to within 3. That was the first bad shot they've taken in the game.
That's what a bad shot will produce every single time.
Celtics quickly call a timeout to regroup. The Suns have gone on a surge here to outscore the Celtics 6-0 in this second quarter. It is 40-37. Big 7-footer can run and he can shoot. Straight away. Bingo.
Super. Big one to get under his belt.
He's from Phoenix, played his high school ball here. A lot of family and friends on hand watching. Hornacek loses it. Dennis Johnson has it. Celtics have a 2-on-1.
Yes!
Slams it home.
He read the play beautifully.
No, rebound the Chief. Loses it. Got to go to the deck for those. Heck of a job by Tyrone Corbin, and they follow up by Eddie Johnson.
I'll tell you, Johnson's gotten the job done for them here.
16 points in the first half for Eddie Johnson. Suns back to within 3. EJ, Eddie Johnson hot, now cooling off. Nice job by Chambers on the rebound. 11 points for Chambers, 54-51 Celtics.
An active game. The entire team continues to play well.
Chambers on the miss. The rebound is there for Mark West.
Well,
for the Suns, they have, let's see, Kevin Johnson out there with Tyrone Corbin, Eddie Johnson, Tom Chambers, and Mark West. The Celtics have Brian Shaw, Dennis Johnson, Danny Ainge, Kevin McHale, Robert Parish.
I'll tell you, the Celtics should dedicate themselves in the last 2:20 here to go off with, well, I was going to say at least 10-point lead.
Their biggest lead of the game, 13 points, 68-55. Yes. DJ with a steal. 2-on-2. Brian, 2 more.
Beautiful.
Celtics are up by 15 points with 30 seconds to go in the half.
DJ, a lit play there, sets it up for sure. Use the foul. Use that foul.
Chambers, no, they did use the foul.
Yeah, but they used it, but they're going to send him to the line.
Yeah.
They use it prior to that.
Chambers will go to the line. First foul of the game on Robert Parish with 22 seconds left.
Chambers going in again to Parish. This time he's successful.
Chambers will go to the line to shoot 2. The Celtics bench Kuz in this first half. I've glanced over there a couple of times. The whole unit, you know, the assistant coaches, all the reserves, Eddie Lacerte, Wayne LeBeau, they are as animated as I've seen them on the road all year long.
How about the radio and TV crew?
Yeah, we're going pretty crazy too.
Everyone in green. Oh, that's suiting for the green. Needs a victory badly tonight, let me tell you. It'll help all of us.
One more free throw coming for Tom Chambers. The Celtics want a 20-second timeout because they'll have the ball for the final 22 seconds of the first half. You're watching the Boston Celtics Television Network.
And how often have we talked about the need for defense, and we did it once again on top.
Yeah.
You know, you will amaze yourself even on this level what you can accomplish statistically in steals and offensive rebounding, etc. if the effort is made. If you're in there playing tight, you're going to come up with your share of steals.
All right, there are 14 seconds. There's your time, lower right-hand corner of your picture remaining here in the first half. Celtics can hold the ball for the rest of the quarter, but they lose it. However, it's right to the hands of Danny Ainge. No. Rebound, Dennis Johnson with 2 seconds. Robert tips it no, and that is the end of the first half. But a superlative first half for the Boston Celtics. At halftime, it is the Celts 70 and the Phoenix Suns 57.
Oh, wow.
Air ball. Robert Parish had it in his hands. It slipped through.
That's a shame.
Mark West drilled it.
That's a shame. First an air ball, and Robert has good solid control of it. Just couldn't quite find the handle.
All right, the Celtics lead is quickly cut down to 10 as the Suns score the first 3 points of the third quarter. Reggie with Eddie Johnson on him, looking for McHale, finds Kevin, they double him. Well, they're going to have to move it around again. Down to 3 on the shot clock. Brian Shaw.
I'll tell you, Shaw's really answering the call, isn't he?
Certainly is.
Yeah.
19 points in the game for Brian. Tom Chambers winds up. Celtics push it. 10-point Celtics lead. Kevin Johnson to Chambers. He fills it up.
Need a timeout.
Suns have outscored the Celtics here to start this second half.
What kind of venue this kid needs to be completely effective. Johnson.
3 for Eddie Johnson.
Is an up-tempo game. That's Shaw's game increases 20 or 30 or 40% as opposed to a slow-down half-court tempo.
McHale, no. Kevin gets his own rebound, block, gets it back again.
Kevin really working hard.
Rebound, Robert Parish. Kevin through the middle. Gets it.
Yes. Oh, they're going
to take it away. Call a charge on McHale. His career high. Chambers answers at the other end.
Good job that time by Chambers. Yeah, the half-court trap opens up opportunities for Eddie Johnson and Chambers from the outside. You know, they've got to hit him, and they have. Chambers with a good steal.
Ahead to Eddie Johnson. He lays it in. And Phoenix is within 5. 8 minutes to go in the third quarter.
The fatigue factor may start to play a role here.
Well, eventually, I'm sure it will. The Celtics played more reserves in the first half than Phoenix did. DJ is open. In and out. Chambers the rebound. Suns can get to within 3. The first half, they got it down to 1 several times. West on the miss. The rebound, no. The Phoenix ball.
They need a timeout. Celtics are tired.
Well, we played only 4.5 minutes of this third quarter.
But the pace has been more up-tempo than any time during the game.
Hornacek outside. The Suns are smoking. They're back to within 3, 80-77.
And remember, this is a young team. They had 5 rookies starting the season. 2 of them are hurt. But this pace is the one that they prefer.
The Celtics call a timeout. The Suns have come storming back. 7:18 to play, third quarter. The Celtics lead 80-77. Sunday at noon, don't miss a classic adventure now in color. Bogey and Bacall sail away to Key Largo on WLVI TV. Celtics fans on hand for the game. In this third quarter, why has Phoenix cut a 13-point lead to 3? They've hit 7 out of 10 from the floor. The Celtics have hit only 4 out of 10 from the floor. Robert Parish wheels on Mark West and gets his 2.
There was a needed hoop. Well, if the fatigue factor does start to play a role, that's where it's going to show up first, is, shooting touch.
Yeah. Hornacek kicking it off to Eddie Johnson. Low to Mark West.
That's a walk. However,
Mark West getting a pair back. It's back down to a 3-point Celtics lead.
Wasn't a flagrant enough walk.
6:45 to play third quarter. McHale, they double him up, comes out to DJ. Shaw has been hot, red hot. 27 for Shaw.
I'll tell you, they're moving that ball nicely.
Moving it crisply and smartly. Kevin Johnson, they double him up. Eddie Johnson and now Hornacek. Hornacek, good all-purpose player. Not a true point guard, not a true shooting guard, but just a little bit of each. Mark West that time posting up Reggie Lewis, who was overmatched against the much bigger man. 6:10 to go in the third. 84-81. Celtics, very high-scoring game.
Right, but with Chambers fronting to McHale, West is the guy that's trying to help. West.
My goodness.
He's a strong boy, isn't he? Wow, is he tough.
He is 6'10", 250 pounds. Sixth-year player from Old Dominion. Now Robert Parish. Over Mark West, not that time. And now Phoenix can cut the lead down to 1 if they score on this hoop. Dumping it off, Eddie Johnson, no. Tipped up and in by Tom Chambers. And Phoenix is within a point.
And that's one of the signs of fatigue. Phoenix starting to do a much better job on that offensive board.
Timeout for the Celtics with 4:14 to go in the third quarter. This looks like it's going to boil down to a wild one in the fourth. The Celtics 87, or rather the Celtics 88. Phoenix 87. Hornacek dumping it off, blocked, doesn't go through, rebound Gilliam, that one doesn't either. Chambers counts the basket and he's fouled.
Good job by Chambers.
Yeah, the Celtics had that rebound twice.
Yep. West starting to use, Gilliam, starting to use his considerable bulk along with Chambers, who's also a big tough kid on that board. There it is, Parish in position, but Gilliam just beats him to it, and then Chambers on the other end. So again, you know, we said a lot of little areas where the fatigue factor seems to be playing a role, and that may be the biggest area that it's starting to hurt the Celtics in.
Chambers gives the Suns their biggest lead of the game, 92-90. Phoenix's biggest lead, 2 points. And now Chambers with Dennis Johnson on him in an apparent switch. Chambers takes him to the hole, misses the shot, but we got a foul on Dennis Johnson. It'll put Chambers at the line.
You know, the game literally is in the balance in terms of what happens right now. I mean, they're swapping hoops. Phoenix has gotten back in. If you're a 6'5" guard on a 6'10" player, and he's putting it to the floor on you, you got to use the feet and step in. You can't be trying to steal from him.
25 points in the game for Chambers. That's his season average. 26 points for Chambers, and the Suns have a 1-point lead. Suns by a point. Corbin to Hornacek. Eddie Johnson. Well, they really whipped that ball around, Kuz. I tell you what, they're not afraid of the cross-court pass. Eddie Johnson now with 28 points in the ball game. Well, we told you before the game that they've got 4 guys capable of scoring 35 or 40 points a game, and Chambers is one of them. Brian Shaw, a spectacular reverse layup.
Super.
And the Celtics are down by 1, 98-97. That's 31 points for Brian Shaw. Chambers answers at the other end. Swings it off to Shaw. Danny moves in closer. They get it! Outstanding effort by the Celtics.
Good patience once more.
A solid end of the third quarter. We've got a wild fourth quarter coming up. After 3, it is Phoenix 102, Celtics 101. Number 1 draft pick of the Suns, Hornacek. The Suns in that third quarter shot 61%. It looks like they're going to stay hot. Celtics are down by 3, 104-101. Johnson, rebound Perry. Celtics are down by 5.
He's got to get some rebounders in there.
No size out there. Now Jimmy's calling a timeout. Timeout Celtics, 10:49 to go in the game. Suns are up by 5, 106-101.
Always, they've got to change the tempo just a bit.
A 3 for Danny Ainge.
Also a television set.
He set that one up behind the pick for McHale. Now, there's
created opportunities for their 2 shooters, Chambers and Johnson. Not only made up 13 points, but got him a lead. Nice move by McHale.
Oh, it's a 1-point game again, 107-106. Phoenix by 1, 9.5 minutes to play. Chambers getting set to come back in for Phoenix. For the Celtics, Danny, not a good shot. McHale picks it up and lays it in. Good alert play by Kevin McHale, and we're tied back up. Ahead to Chambers.
That was very nice.
Ran away.
He did a fine job plucking that out of the third row, because that ball was heading there, and then softening it up, putting on the brakes.
30 points in the game for Chambers. We're going to get a foul. Rookie is guarding him. Parish off to Ainge, left-handed for 2.
Outstanding play by Danny Ainge.
Tied again at 110-110. Ahead it comes to Corbin. Tyrone Corbin looking for Chambers, but it's going to have to get it back outside. This is Hornacek. Now Chambers all the way on the other side. We're going to get a holding foul on the Phoenix Suns. Mark West. Ball is smacked away. Hornacek ahead to Chambers. Loses it and keeps it in play. Great play by Chambers.
Chambers with an athletic move. Again, saving it from going out of bounds and then keeping it in play.
Kevin, no. Rebound. Tom Chambers.
Did McHale get hammered?
Did he ever? Wow. Chambers going to get a blocking foul on Dennis Johnson, and Chambers will go to the line.
McHale got absolutely wiped out on that last play down the floor.
Jimmy Rodgers was not happy about
his head.
it.
I don't blame him.
letting the officials know about that one. It's been a wild game, Coos. I'll tell you, it's been a heck of a game. Chambers with 2 shots to try to tie it for Phoenix with 6:22 to play here in the ball game.
Got to start thinking about, again, the lack of a go-to guy here, which has hurt the Celtics, as we've seen so often. This is the man who beat them in Boston by taking charge in the last quarter.
Well, they got 2 guys that they can toss the ball to if they want hoops, and that's Chambers and Eddie Johnson. 2 big-time veteran NBA scorers. We're tied at 112. Chambers now with 32 points in the game, his season high 39. Got T.R. Dunn out there now playing defense on Dennis Johnson, looking for Kevin McHale. Kevin wheels in, off the basket, and he's fouled.
Good job. Play was executed very well. The ball simply didn't go in.
Eddie Johnson out the basket, and he's fouled. The Suns take a 1-point lead. I got a feeling we're going to have a wild and woolly final 4 minutes and 42 seconds, Goose.
It is. Reggie just behind the play and allows the guy to get that position. This stage in the game, every play obviously becomes important. So you've got to block cutting lanes. You've got to beat people to the position they want inside. Got to do all the little things.
Celtics are going to take a 20-second timeout. 4:37 left in the ball game, a 20-second timeout. You're watching the Boston Celtics television network.
Celtics got what they want. The trap caused the outside shot by Johnson and a long rebound.
Kevin Johnson dumps it off. Ramming it home is Armen Gilliam.
That's nice. That was a key play by Kevin Johnson.
3 minutes to play, but the Celtics can't afford not to miss this possession. Thank you, Kevin.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Kevin's played very well tonight. Good substitution here, by the way, getting the young legs. And
2:20 to play in the game. Suns lead by 4. Suns lead by 6.
Kevin Johnson now coming into his own, setting that basket up nicely for Eddie Johnson.
Celtics want a timeout. 2:06 to go in the game. The Suns have a 6-point lead with 2:06 to play. 125 to 119. Well, we've got 2 minutes and 6 seconds to play. The Celtics, who played a sensational first half to lead by 13, found themselves outscored by 14 in the third quarter to fall behind by 1. They've had the lead a couple of times here in the fourth quarter, but now down to crunch time, 2:06 to play, and they're down by 6 points. 2 minutes to play. Now it's the Chief. Goes on Mark West, turnaround rainbow. That could be it. Johnson in the open court, dumping it off. Down by 8. 127 to 119.
As they've expended in games, and they've played just outstanding basketball. Just ran out of gas a little bit here in the second half.
Well, it's happened to them so often in the fourth quarter of games. And here with 36 seconds to play, they're down by 8. It happened to them in the fourth quarter again. Celtics scored only 20 points in this quarter, Coos. They had scored 40, 30, and 31 in the first 3 quarters. Celtics take a timeout.
Yeah, but when you start to get fatigued, you know, it starts to break down, and its margin of error is so thin it doesn't take much for you to miss.
Got a foul here, fouling Ainge, fouling Chambers. Chambers will go to the line with 24 seconds left, and the Suns leading 129 to 123. 36 points in the game for Tom Chambers. He has hit all of his free throws in this game, 8 for 8, as he stands, 8 for 9, now they tell us, as he stands up there. He's got 36 points, and Eddie Johnson is 35.
Chambers once again has played extremely well against him. He's the man, they tell me, did it to the Celtics in Boston.
Yeah, he did.
On their visit in, and I'll tell you what, he and Eddie Johnson have as much to do with it, although those big muscle people wore them down. Gilliam and West also had an effect, I think.
Well, I feel badly for the Celtics and for Jimmy Rodgers, who really is working as hard as you could possibly work to try to get some victories out of this team on the road, and trying to keep the head above water, waiting for Larry Bird to get back, but he's never made an excuse out of it, Coos. Gamble for 3, gets it. Kevin Gamble cuts it to 131 to 126 with 16 seconds to go, and they quickly foul Chambers.
On this level, you don't get that many chances, so when you do get the shot at it, boy, you've got to produce, you know. And he He conducted himself very well last night in the meaningful minutes that he played. And it's nice to see Jimmy going back to him now, and kind of an important situation.
He had Chambers in his face too when he shot it.
Yeah,
Chambers is 6'10", and
well, he's a shooter.
Kevin's 6'5".
No question.
One more for Tom Chambers, 131 to 126. 132 to 126, 133 rather. They have the scoreboard short a point. Ainge pulls it up a three, does not get it. Lohaus takes it out in the corner. He's looking for a three, but the ball is stolen. And with 5 seconds to go, it's all over. Eddie Johnson rams it home, and the ball game will come to an end. There are 2 seconds left. Inbounds to Kevin McHale. Kevin has it blocked by Kevin Johnson. And the ball game is over. A great Celtics effort goes by the board. Final score here in Phoenix, Arizona. The Suns 135, Celtics 126. It didn't play anywhere near a 9-point game.